What is up, everybody? This is John with Archer Film. All right, it is absolutely time for all of the Disney hate to stop. All right, every video I see is just hating on all the Disney IP, and it's time to stop, and it's time to understand one absolute truth about all of this, and I am talking to all those top YouTubers who just pile on and hate Disney so much. Look, I'm going to go through my thoughts on this and then sum it up at the end real quick. So, Mandalorian looked really interesting. I was really excited about it. I watched the first season, and I was like, okay, not bad. You know, cool stuff in there. Jon Favreau, really cool imagery. You know, the stormtroopers' heads on pikes, the helmets. You know, Werner Herzog. You know, some really cool stuff. I really dug it. Grogu, big surprise, awesome. And then I don't even remember what season I stopped, but it was like the second or third season where I was like, all right, it's him walking around. The whole Grogu stuff was getting old. It was just literally him taking the baby Grogu all over the place and just lots of walking, and I just got really bored with it. So I was like, okay, whatever. For one season was pretty cool. And then Book of Boba Fett comes out. I'm excited for that. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool. Let's build on his legend and mythology and all that stuff, although he did die. And then we see it, and I was like, it's okay. I kind of dug some of the gangster stuff. And then, like, I don't even know which episode or season it was where he's, like, hanging out with the sand people and, like, dancing with them and stuff. But I was like, okay, I'm done. And I realized recently there's all this sort of humanizing of, like, traditionally evil characters. So the humanizing of the sand people, and you know, they did it with the stormtroopers in Force Awakens. Now, I didn't read any books about Star Wars, but just based on, like, the shows, the movies, I thought the stormtroopers were all clones. And then so to see Finn as, like, a guy underneath, and then he's rebelling, and they kind of humanize him, obviously. And he had the potential to be a really interesting character, and they kind of dropped the ball on that. But I was like, all right, what is with all the humanizing of evil characters? And they did it again in the sort of Acolyte stuff where they kind of switched who the bad guys were historically, and that was just kind of lame. But whatever. So then Kenobi comes out. I'm really excited about Kenobi. Ewan McGregor reprising his role, Joel Edgerton as well. And I'm like, all right, this is cool. And even the trailer, look at this. It starts with Kenobi. He's such a fascinating character to me, right? Maybe arguably the second most fascinating character in all of Star Wars. And then suddenly it's about Reva, and her character is awful. It's poorly played. It's poorly written. It's just kind of silly. And then it was like this bait and switch. So it's all about her. And the series was so cheaply done that I was like, this is just awful. And then it was the Marvel train. Now, I enjoyed a lot of the Marvel films. And I was really kind of excited for WandaVision because it looked unique and interesting. And I was like, this is really a bizarre take on a TV show from the Marvel world and the Marvel universe. And I was like, oh, it was kind of cool. I liked how they kept going through the different eras of TV. And then when you realize what was happening, you're like, okay, that's kind of cool too. And then by the last few episodes, I was bored and it just kind of got silly and stupid. And the whole Agatha All Along witch thing, I was like, that is just retarded. And then the Acolyte came out. And that was it. Like, for me, Kenobi kind of was the death knell. And, you know, the Force Awakens and all those things, whatever. They are what they are, and they're awful. They're, pretty bad. I've watched them twice, and they're just not great. Visually they're okay, but they're just not great. But by the time Acolyte came out, because of Kenobi, I was like, I have no interest in watching this. There's absolutely zero reason for me to watch this show. And then all the reviews came out and all that stuff. And I was like, they just proved my point. I'm like, I'm not going to sit through another crappy TV show. And now, Agatha All Along. One trailer and it looks horrible. And then I realized something. This is the point of this whole video. And this is what I want everyone to sort of take away from this. Disney, it's made for children. It's for kids. It is time to give it up. Okay? Your beloved Star Wars and some cool Marvel stuff and whatever else is for kids now. The series are for kids. The movies are for kids. There's nothing interesting about these series. They will never make another good series. Disney is for children, okay? That's it. So enough with all the YouTube videos trashing Disney IP. It's time to give up. You know, you're making all this money and getting all these views on trashing all this stuff. And yeah, at first, like like the whole Acolyte thing, I'd rather watch a video trashing it than actually watch a show because it looks so bad and I don't want to waste my time. So I'm glad that some people waste their time by doing it and summing it up. But it's done now. Can we just kind of forget about it? Like, Disney's over. It's for kids. Let kids watch it. That's it. Hopefully, a renaissance will come out and maybe reinvent some stuff, some of those IP, but it's not coming anytime soon. So it's time to grow up. Stop watching the Disney stuff. There's plenty of other great shows to watch based on previous IP, you know, like The Rings of Power. Sensitive family, war-weary orcs. Hilarious. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll see you in the next video.